right now. This is a big match for them. And then TK, obviously a win here would put them at, I believe, 7-4. A little bit safer, right? They would probably only need to win about one more. I think 8 is the safe mark for any team.
Well, good thing for Envy, you're kicking it off on London docks. Since Anaheim in the first 2 weeks of this division, they are 5-2. You saw the insane comeback they had against Echo Fox last week. They definitely can make plays on this particular map. TK 2-1, so no slouches here either.
Yeah, we've seen, obviously, it's always been about who can decimate on this Envy team. And even at times, Chino, and we casted a couple of Envy's matches last weekend. When Envy was playing well, Chino was right around a 1. When he was getting, you know, outclassed a little bit by the other main R, he was having some issues, and so was all of Envy. So we'll have to keep our eyes out on Chino because he has to step it up big time right now, and you already saw some streaks on the side of TK as Enable was able to get that glide bomb. So an excellent start here for TK.
If you take a look at the overall team stats, I mean, Chino and Hardpoint's one of the lower KDs, and that's very unusual. I mean, the only one that would stick to my mind would be maybe like a replay. It's like typically in Hardpoint, your AR, like they're statting to some degree. They're usually sitting around a 1-1, somewhere in that ballpark. Chino hasn't been able to do that consistently, and we'll see if he needs to here, especially against an opponent like Accuracy and Kenny constantly up in your face. But it's actually been Enable with kind of a hot start here. He's 7-2.
Yeah, Enable was able to get that glide bomb. Accuracy alive in the back. He's going to have some company versus Decimate, able to win that gunfighting. Both teams are in good positions right now to win this hill. But you shall see where these guys spawn out. Yep, there we go, Envy. They're going to spawn back Coal Room, but there we go. Chino and Decimate able to get some kills. Accuracy still the last one alive. Is able to get another glide bomb for TK. With that hill control, goes over to Envy. It's Decimate able to find 3. He's at 10-4 on a 4 spree. 125 off a glide bomb as well. You'd love him to get some streaks because TK, they already have a couple.
And in that comeback last week over Echo Fox, Decimate made some insane plays down this stretch, especially at this Main Street hardpoint, dancing around for position. His teammates able to clean it up. He'll get the remaining time. And then when we get to this rotation, when he gets back in the action, we can likely get back to him just to see if he gets these streaks. But first and foremost, let's see if TK are able to hold. This first pinch is huge from Envy. First kill comes in, not able to dive in front of the window. Now the follow-up. Decimate desperately going for these streaks. Can he trade out the kill? He can, but he's still 25 off.
Yeah, he's trying to just stay alive. Classic able to pick up Kenny off his spawn. They know the spawn position, so Decimate's gonna push back out. He's gonna spot Enable, sprints at him. No, that's a big mistake right there. His accuracy's heating up as well. He's 14-4. You know, the couple of times we've watched him, he's found some very easy kills with that positioning as Pharaoh finds some kills as well. I mean, TK right now, they are rolling well.
Just take a look right now at Accuracy versus Chino.
Yep.
You know, you talk about two guys in the same team at the beginning of the year. They've won a couple of championships together, but statistically right now it's night and day. 15-4 on a 5 streak for Accuracy. Chino started 0-5. He's now 3-9. You just can't have your man AR get beat up like this. And I don't know, for me it sort of feels like maybe it's just a confidence thing with Chino lately. Like he just had trouble finding his legs.
I agree. Accuracy, though, gonna call a glide bomb. Pharaoh has a one-on-one versus Hook. Hook able to win that, so Hook trying to put pressure on the backside of Barrel Building, but this is not good for Envy. I mean, if TK able to get most of Barrel Building here, it's gonna be very much out of reach, right? I mean, it's just going to be so tough for them to get back into this one because why? You have those streaks. Streaks are typically sort of the closer in these hard points. When we see comebacks happen, it's due to the team who has that giant lead not have those streaks. And, well, right now, TK has those, but Envy finally able to break it. And I think a big problem with Envy lately is just cold starts. Like, why do you have to continue to make crazy comebacks? Like, don't put that pressure on yourself.
Well, let's see if they can pick it up. Really, the only guy finding kills on the map right now for Envy is going to be Decimate. He's 16-9. The rest of the team really struggling to get anything going. And you got to think about this. Yes, Accuracy's going off at 21-7, but you're surviving a 5-14 game from Kenny. Or sorry, not surviving. You're trailing this big when Kenny's having that type of game. And I know it's not a one-man show. Anybody can go off. These are all pro players. But if I saw Kenny at 5-14, I feel like this is going to be a lot closer game from the Envy side.
Yeah, Kenny, not a guy who typically has these slow starts right now. On board with him. He's going to try and find a couple of kills as they rotate towards this screen area. Able to find one. He's just stopping Envy from pushing in. Finally, Chino able to get a kill, and it seems like he's brought out that STG to try to counter that of Accuracy, who's right now sitting at 22-8. Artillery goes down in the back. Chino still on the hill. Classic and Decimate able to get some kills. So this is big time for Envy. When you have that artillery striking, Classic able to get pushed out. So a good job for Envy to make that basically a wasted streak.
And we'll see if you know, this change from Chino makes a difference, because I know we've had some changes to Airborne, which has affected things, but we've had this map's been really diverse. Like we've had three PPSHs in STG. We've had 2 bars be pulled out. We've had STG bar combinations. This is all in the last 2 months really. So there's definitely been a ton that's come out. It's shifted with shifts to Airborne as well, but maybe this change will help a bit for Chino, because he's got to get rocking right now. It might be like, does he turn it around first, or does Kenny start getting going? Because if Kenny starts to get it going, they're probably just going to blow them the hell out here.
Yeah, it seems like the kills, though, starting to go the way of EnVy's side. I mean, you can see a lot of blue in the kill feed. You know, as we head back to Statue, a 60-point game now. EnVy's brought it back a little bit, but here comes that fighter power. That's the big thing now. They have to fight not only against that lead, but against these streaks. And 3 go down for EnVy, make it all 4 as Pharaoh is able to find 3. So some time gonna go the way of TK as Enable staying alive on Statue.
It's cleared out for now. Pharaoh trying to make the plays water sides to make it difficult for EnVy to get set up in the hard point, but they're able to pick him up and get set up. It's really his accuracy, the lone man from this position trying to get it done. And with his team helping out through mid-cut and barrel, they're able to shut it down, get the remaining time, and worry about the rotation across. Still a huge lead for TK, but this does remind me a lot of the Echo Fox EnVy game. It's like a 70-80 point lead for most of it. EnVy never really gets buried. They start to rally down the stretch and make the plays.
Yeah, there we go. 4 go down for TK, and this is a great opportunity for EnVy. Notice that, though. Pharaoh actually gets a bit of a split spawn. Him and Accuracy, they all spawn low water, but now EnVy looks like they're prepared for it as well. Hook, though, he's going to spot one. He's going to get taken down. Some big kills coming here as well. TK, they get that top street spawn, and they're putting some pressure on now. One player's also going around. That's Enable. He was stunned up, though. Great job by Decimate once again. He's on another 4 spree. Make it 5, 30 and 15. Double positive out of Decimate.
Decimate has been going off since really the opening moments of this game. But it's Chino that's really turned it around for me. 3 and 10 at one point. Now he's up to 17 and 19 on a 5 streak. You have some streaks behind Decimate. You're going to likely get some streaks behind Chino as well. And just like last week, suddenly Team EnVy start to click and they turn the game around.
Just can they do the first half? They make it so much easier on themselves. Now a 40-point game. And while we know how important this rotation is towards lower docks, you have Decimate in the position. He's got Kenny. He's got a teammate as well. Kenny, though, able to find one. Can he find the second? He can. Great play out of Kenny to stop the momentum for Team EnVyUs. As you can see, though, Decimate able to get a kill. Chino gets taken down and pretty much back and forth. Maybe they're going to potentially use a streak. We've seen some teams use that fighter pilot to try to find 1 or 2 with that deep angle. But it looks like Hook and Kyo are just going to get on and can try and contest this. Nice shots out of Hook.
Yeah, contest this as much as you can. Just make sure you retain the barrel side of the map. So far, they've been able to do that. And
Chino finds 3.
Chino just comes and rips everybody from the window.
The difference, like, once he starts getting kills, it makes it easier for his subs to get pushed up, get in those positions. You see Decimate and Classic start to get going, Hook to get going. If he's not there, that's when they tend to struggle.
They've really turned it around, and the guy that's been a highlight machine, really, though, has been Decimate. 34 and 19. Most time in the hard point, doing everything that he can to secure this Game 1 victory. Now, this looks to favor Team EnVyUs, but you do have 1 player remaining in the hard point. Enable is actually able to go big, so he gets these kills. He's finding the opening time. He actually kills 3. Where do the spawns from EnVy come in? Look how far Classic spawns out. Enable just went massive, and now you got to invest streaks.
Yeah, but Decimate's still here. He's able to get 1, but you hear the call. It's in the back, but Decimate gets 2. And due to that glide bomb, he's able to find a couple, but there we go. TK, they get that driveway spawn, and this could be the game right here. Hook is able to get a couple of kills, but they're so far away now. EnVy have to get on and contest this hill. But what a play out of Enable. I was going to give props to Classic. He went on one-on-one. He was able to stay alive. He got EnVy early spawns, but then Enable comes through and finds 3.
Enable doesn't make that play. You're likely looking at a tie game. EnVy right back in this if they can hold. Instead, it could result in the dagger. Now this lead just seems too big for Team Kaliber. Over 100-point advantage now, 132 to 235. They only need just a matter of seconds here, really, and you gotta think as we get over to Crane, this is where they can finish it, but you do still have a couple of streaks on EnVy.
Yeah, and EnVy do have the early rotations. Artillery striking the Yo down towards that low water side. So you know, make sure they have control of that, making sure they have fire, but 3 Yo dead for EnVy.
Well, you use the streak and then your entire team gets smoked by Accuracy and Team Kaliber as they push on through. I know TK hasn't been able to get in the hard point yet, but you haven't really been able to set up and secure any time if you're EnVyUs on the other end. Accuracy continues to mow through him. He's hit the 40 kill mark. We've talked so much about him and Decimate throughout the course of this. It'll be Accuracy and TK that likely get the final laugh.
Yep, Decimate does call on that final fighter pilot. He's able to find one as Chino finds another. Can they take this to Statue? They're just trying to keep him off it, trying to get that fire control. Decimate able to find another one, but actually he's going to get on this hill. Wins that one-on-one versus Chino. Almost gets the pre-fire on the Hook. Hook, though, able to get that player off there. So it looks like TK will need about 2 points.
It'll be game here in a matter of seconds. This would be way crazier than the comeback we saw against Echo Fox if somehow they do it. There's one remaining, man. He will be picked up, and TK get it done. But that looked like EnVy from last week. Like suddenly they show life, Chino gets going, they can take the game. I think if that play doesn't happen from Enable inside a barrel, that is one that goes down to the final seconds.
There is one moment typically in a game with a comeback where if it goes differently for the team in the lead, that's where they put them away, and that was it. I mean, EnVy, you know, they had a great main street hill. You had Decimate and Chino who were able to get streaks. Lower docks, they didn't get a lot of time, but they contested the setup for TK, which gave them spawns at barrel building. And yeah, it was just Enable who got himself in there. He was aware of their spawns, was able to get 3 kills, gave his teammates the spawns as well. I mean, first, it was a great play by Classic to stay alive driveway and find a couple, which forced his team to spawn there. But then Enable goes big, and yeah, like you said, if that goes any differently for EnVy, you're looking at probably a 10-point game.
And think about it, he gets those kills and gives his team the favorable spawn once. Then EnVy invests the glide bomb, but because of kind of the trickle effect there's another spawn. 3 players pop at the blue truck really for TK, so they can flood yet again. So it was really just, yeah, Enable went huge. I mean, absolutely huge. And I don't know if that's just, you know, giving him a bunch of one-on-one gunfights from EnVy. They're never able to really swarm him, or him just making an incredible individual play.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play by Enable just to realize the situation that he was in, able to stay alive, you know, for such a long time. But yeah, you had a slow game out of Kenny, but not a big deal. Accuracy with the 40 bomb. You know, Enable and Farrell were right there just having a great game, and, well, TK able to take game 1.
Fantastic stuff there. We'll see what they can do in the search and destroy. But remember, this is, yes, it's huge to both, but a little bit more to EnVy since they're the one kind of looking up at Team Kaliber right now, and the players in the top 4 for playoffs. But TK coming into this one, they're feeling good. They want to close out the top 4. Enable did sit down with Jess. Curious to hear what he said.
Thanks, Clint. Well, he's feeling good, you know, and as I was speaking with him, I could tell that Enable was just in a great mood. He's, you know, of course, the guy seems like he's always got a smile on his face, but he especially sounded like he was feeling really good. He said that they're feeling very confident, and even though they did lose 3-0 last time, he did say each individual game was very, very close, kind of came right down to the wire, so they're really hoping to turn it around. And of course, Enable did also impress upon me the fact that, like you guys were saying, this is a very, very big game for them. So let's see how the rest of the series goes. Joe and Maven, back over to you.
And I think one other thing worth noting here is you've got 2 teams that didn't impress at Anaheim, right? And when that type of thing happens, when you have a really poor event in one of our $200,000 majors, the only thing you can think is, well, there's a $500,000 one around the corner. But now if you're at risk of poor event there and then not even qualifying for top 4, I mean, that's just like double whammy. Then all you have really is champs, which obviously a good champs finish makes up for all of it. But
no, it does.
Still, it hurts.
I think you look at this division, besides Red Reserve, I wouldn't even throw FaZe in there. Like, these teams, we know they have the potential. Like, they could be a wild card throughout a weekend. They're always like sort of sleeper picks, but it feels like besides Red Reserve, you look at that Division B for the juggernauts, for the teams to win titles, unless one of these guys just have a great weekend.
I legit joked that this particular division, yeah, like you said, outside of Red, if I was going to pick like a dark horse for a tournament run,
pick one.
Every one of these teams,
yeah.
Like, there's your dark horse. But Arden Forest will be game 2, followed by a Flak Tower, a Jibby Hardpoint, and Valkyrie Search if we need those games 4 and 5. But let's take a look. Let me pull up the stats real quick just for this game, too. So taking a look at this matchup, when you talk about Forest, TK 3-0, EnVy 2-1. So once again, same as the first map, not bad maps for either team, solid maps, but TK was able to kind of throttle them behind the big Enable play there mid-game.
Yeah, this is huge for EnVy as well. I mean, we've been talking about sort of their lackluster performance in Search and Destroy, which is, I would say, pretty surprising to most of us. Obviously, Classic not known for his Search and Destroy gameplay, but Decimate, Chino, you know, those guys are...
and look at the aerial view
players.
All these new trees on the map.
Yeah,
just kidding. New. They've all been here the entire game.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, sometimes, like, you can plant new ones.
I suppose that's true, but if a tree falls in Arden Forest and no one is around to hear it, does the tree really exist, Joe?
I don't know. I got to think about this. Wow. Just blew my mind in round 1.
Well, bomb does get planted now. 3-on-2 for Team Kaliber. Now it's all going to fall to Decimate. He had a great game 1, but we've talked about the S&D woes really of both of these sides. Decimate trying to clutch. He's got an opportunity now. 25 seconds left. It's just a one-on-one with accuracy.
He knows where accuracy is. Like, this is accuracy's home.
He's gotten up close to personal, though. This is really a chance. Comes up high, but just at that same moment, accuracy pushes and wins the one-on-one. But that was almost spectacular. Like those one-on-3 type spots, you just don't win from there. You don't win those. I still won't forget when Arseny's clutched the 1v4 from that position, because it was one of the stupidest clutches that I've ever seen in the history of Call of Duty. They almost gave it to him there.
And I think if he doesn't mantle there, I mean, it's obviously a different situation if he goes up that ramp. He was just trying to play that close corner. I think accuracy thought he was going around the back, so he just tried to dip out the front. He was sprinting, but for Decimate, he was mantling up. Decimate just had any opportunity to get it, it was right there. A great chance for him, but accuracy, he's still going, able to find that first blood on a Classic.
Nice job there, and as he gets the first pick, backs up the next player, and Kenny flies on in. Kenny kept on flying, unfortunately, and will get caught reloading, but well, round 1 was a 1v3 for Decimate. Now it's Chino with a chance, and he turns it into a 1v1. So another potential 1-on-3 for Envy. Can Chino get it done this time? He's on a 3 streak at 4-1.
He's got 50 seconds left, plenty of time to work with.
And this is for the ace as well.
Yeah, Pharaoh going all the way around towards middle. Looks like he's just going to make sure their plant doesn't go down towards A, and Chino might read this correctly. Let's see, but Pharaoh actually go through cabin. So both players have no idea what the other one's doing right now. Chino's going to start planting that bomb. Pharaoh very far away, though. Just trying to make sure Chino didn't get towards A. There we go. Now he's going to run through that fire alley. Now it just comes down to who can find who first.
Right. Sometimes these one-on-ones just feel like a coin flip. Who gets the lucky timing? But Chino plants for this broken side of the map. He's getting a lot of information.
He just heard him. I think he heard him jump off.
That's tough, too, because he has mountain, right? So that's about all he would hear. He gets pushed, though. He gets pushed. Pharaoh comes through as he throws the stun, and that's another one-on-one lost. It's a clutch from accuracy, a clutch from Pharaoh, and a punch in the stomach. Back-to-back for Envy.
You want to talk about a confidence play? That's a confidence play. Pharaoh just runs at him. No, he has a 1-versus-1 against Chino, who, again, we've been talking about it, has not been playing up to, I think, what we have for his standard. And maybe his confidence is all right there, but Pharaoh's is definitely there.
Yeah, I honestly just don't think he expected him to fly him there. I mean, he was obviously stun checking, thinking he'd play behind the bomb and hold it for a moment.
It was great, too, because he saw you in mountain on, so he throws his stun out. No, if that stun connects, he probably wins it. But TK, they're going right to A. This is on Classic now. There's a first blood for him. And look at how fast those TK players are. Decimate now in a world of pain. And as he gets taken down now, he's left in a 1-versus-3.
It's another 1-versus-3. Why not give us another one-on-one from this situation, have TK win it again? That would be, I can't think of a time I've seen this like 3 rounds in a row, assuming that it gets there. Hook still has to take another gunfight. He's going to get caught in the back. And no, we won't have 3 one-on-ones.
You know, a lot of the times when we talked about TK Search for the Story, it was a lot on Enable and how his performance was pretty poor. But lately he's been stepping it up, and I've heard a lot of people sort of have some conversations with him. And he said, you know what? I just pull out a sub now, and I fly. I just fly with Pharaoh and Kenny, and it's been working.
I think the less he thinks,
the better.
These mid-round situations.
Just go, man. Just go.
He's a great player, but
you can see that. I mean, he was the guy behind the cabin just right off that round as he's at 2-2 right now. So we know he can struggle at times, but TK with a very quick 3-0 lead.
Honestly, if you're struggling, just make sure to hit some stuns, hit some nades, fly around and make things messy. Let your teammates make the plays, just like this, as it's accuracy almost finishing up to.
How does he not go
through that cut? Yeah, he's one bullet. He could kick up some dirt at him, and he likely dropped.
Hit him in the face with a snowball.
But he's able to somehow live. Chino does equalize. 3-versus-3 now. This is the most winnable round for EnVy, really. I mean, yep, oh my God. They put Team Kaliber in a 1v3 for the first time.
It is accuracy. Looks like he's going to read this correctly. He's going to go on in. He's able to get to the corner. Chino has a very...
That is the cockiest challenge that I've ever seen.
Accuracy able to win that one. Now a 1-versus-1 from a 1-versus-3 situation. Decimate on that wood wall. And accuracy.
Oh, God. Yeah, he's letting him know. Oh, Chino. got crushed at the back rock.
This is...
And Decimate also just destroyed. What a play from Accuracy. And how frustrating is that if you're EnVy? You've had 2 1v3s down to 1-on-1s that you can't make the play. Accuracy gets a 1-on-3 and just does them dirty. That second gunfight when he was weak to the back rock
should not have happened. Chino got smoked.
Oh my God. Put him in the oven.
And Chino had 3 kills that round, 2 or 3 that round. I mean, he's sitting at 7 and 4, but that round is definitely on him.
That was...
As well, Accuracy has not slowed down from
so sick. That was so sick. I mean, that challenge is, I feel like, kind of dumb in many ways, but the confidence there, the fact that he wins it, what a play. And he's thinking, I think he's just thinking, I got to take this before the second guy gets here. I've got to win it immediately, and he does it. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, Chino has had 3 last round. Already on 3 this round, going for the ace. I don't know if he got it, but again, a great game from him. You see, if that round goes differently, it's now 3-2, and EnVy's right back in it. But with that clutch, TK with the 4-1 lead. Accuracy is feeling it right now.
And he's just having a superstar series right now. 40 in game 1.
You know, when you play as teammates, you're trying to make a statement a little bit. Obviously, the duo of Accuracy and Kenny is sticking together throughout the entire year, while Theory don't know where he is, and then Chino, he's on EnVy.
And Chino's having a great game, too. Like, he's 10 and 4. Chino's having a great game, but losing that gunfight, that is a painful one. Pharaoh now, a chance for a second snipe there, but able to get across. Enable, you think the call would come in that he's got to worry about his close corner, but they are able to push him and pick him as he had a lot to worry about.
Remember when we said Enable was 2-2? Well, just like that, he's 2-5. Accuracy does find one. Pharaoh goes for a bit of a quick shove. Not able to hit it as Hook's able to clean it up. Hook's the guy who's had a very quiet series so far.
If Accuracy would have somehow got shot first and won that gunfight from mid-map to top, I think that would have been a heat check if I've ever seen one. Because look at Chino's position. Yeah. If somehow Accuracy snaps and wins that one, just get off the map. Just quit. It's done. But Chino's now got, what, 11 kills?
11 or 12.
That'd be crazy if they brought this back and won it.
Well, just think how good Accuracy and Chino used to be on this map. Like, one would play A, one would play, like, middle, and they would just...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They would crush. These two have 21 kills combined. Well, Chino has more than his whole team.
That's good. Hook wants to go. I don't think he saw him. I don't think he spotted him. Now he's going to get shot in the back. He's got a little bit of help there, so we'll be traded out. That's a 12th kill to Chino. 5 in a row. Accuracy's weak. This is a big one-on-one. Could involve streaks. He's getting so close. One more player there.
There we go.
And EnVy, yeah, we're almost counting them out after that 1v3, and suddenly they win this 2v1. They're right back in the swing of things.
If they didn't lose the 1v3, they'd be in the lead.
Okay.
Well, they're about to put potentially 3 rounds in a row, but Enable still has a chance. But
can Chino get this kill is the big thing, too.
Yeah. It seems like they know they potentially have bomb down in a very tough spot.
Enable did clutch a 1v2 last week for the first time in 2018.
I know. It was like they won COD champs.
Kitty kind of said that on the hot mic. He's like, we were freaking out.
Oh, poor Enable. So, well, 25 seconds left. He's got to go. And he's going to run right into the setup with Decimate and Chino. Decimate just trying to buy time, potentially for Chino to get this kill. Enable is able to find one. There's the second. Able to get around the pillar. I think he would have had time if he dipped.
I thought he was going to dip in his run.
Yeah, I think he had time to go to A, and he's going to give Chino that kill.
That ends up being, well, maybe not worst case. Worst, I guess, is if he gets a plant, Chino wins a 1v1, and he gets the defuse, and he gets more streaks. But still, how are you going to win this? I know you just did it against Decimate, but it's a lot different against the PPSH than it is in STG. Especially with the way, for the most part, Chino's been playing.
I think he had time. I think if he dives across there, he has time.
Yeah, there was like 13 seconds on the clock or something, I think. He definitely had time.
So EnVy bring it back due to Chino right here on your screen. He's at, what, 14 kills? 14 and 4. He does have a glide bomb as well. 7 streak.
It's wild that like he lost that gunfight, but he's having this kind of map, right? He's destroying outside of that.
Accuracy, by the way, has 5 first bloods. Kenny able to find a second on a classic. Well, all the 1v1s just go the way of TK. And, well, Chino now left all alone. And this is big because he would only have a glide bomb, and he only does get it.
That's the dream situation for TK for somebody that's working on streaks. Get them in a 1v4 early in a round where you can just hunt and isolate him. Especially when you know his position. He's in a tough, tough spot here.
Yeah.
So it'll just be the glide bomb. Accuracy versus Chino. Former teammates, and they're both putting on for their squads. But EnVy in a bit of a hole again here.
You could see why XTK was so good at search and destroy.
Yeah, right. Accuracy has many kills as his teammates. Chino has more than his teammates.
It's another one. 15 and 5, and could be potentially for the loss.
They're playing behind this streak. You can tell just by him backing up right now. They're going to force him either you or back to Bell. Now, he actually pushes through Broken, so that should be bombed out. That'll be bombed out and Broken now. Chino's actually going to kill a teammate, but it will be all on Pharaoh with bomb inside of Broken. Some shaky shots, though, come in, and now Pharaoh, a chance to make a play. Obviously, you don't love where bomb is, but he's got a ton of time.
And Pharaoh, known for search and destroy, so he likes being put in these positions. You can see how quick he makes it around the map.
Can we check the other two real quick? Do they have stuns or anything?
Nope.
Okay, nothing. Because he has infantry, he's loud. He's
I like this from EnVy. Just back you up a little bit. You watch one way, I'll watch the other. Both hit some shots. He does pick up the bomb.
No hesitation back to A.
See though, he might try to catch EnVy there. That's what he was doing. He's trying to catch EnVy on rotation. This round is not over yet. You can see both EnVy players very separated from one another. Classy trying to get into a very good position. He's got to be careful though. Doesn't spot anything.
Sees one for a moment. He's wide open in no man's land, though, and Classic able to finish the kill. No tree there to cut off that sight line, and the defuse comes in from EnVy. We'll head to round 10. No glide bomb, as that was used to blow off his teammates' legs.
But, you know, close up the round. It obviously put a couple of players in a very tight situation. Forced accuracy to run out middle, so it was basically his kill. So it gives them another chance. 5-4 now in favor of TK. Back on defense, and looks like EnVy's going to hit B very, very quickly. Stuns and nades go out. Nice nade placement there out of EnVy. You see where all three of those land. There's a stun, but Classic, he gets stunned back and able to find another one. He's going to try and get plat position. Who does get pushed up? He might be able to get Kenny.
Hook's got to make the play. Hook's got to make the play. He's doing it. One more there. Can't snap onto it. Now it's going to be on Decimate. Can't trade the kill. He will drop, and TK now up 2-0 in this one. Fantastic effort coming out of accuracy, and then Chino on EnVy. But TK get the final left.
Yeah, I mean, very early on, there was a couple of 1v1 situations for EnVy. What, 3 in a row?
Two in a row that they weren't able to win. Then the first one-on-one you have, well, the first 1-on-3 you have for TK. Accuracy obliterates the team.
So a couple of rounds go the way of EnVy, and could be a different map. But TK now very quickly with a 2-0 lead.
You think about it, it's like a couple of three pieces that change the narrative of this series. You have Enable's 3 kills from the hard point that change it. You then have the 1v3 there from accuracy that shift this game too dramatically. TK out in front, looking to close it out after this quick break. So far in this series, TK have the edge 2-0. You know, both the first maps were pretty solid choices for either team. You know, both had winning records on them. Both were favorable, but TK is able to win them. When we take a look now to Flak Tower, I think it's like a 2-2 record for one side, 2-3 for the other. So nothing brilliant, but okay map for either. But if it continues the way it has for the rest of the series, it should be a TK 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Gibraltar, though, if we do get to a Game 4, I believe TK is like undefeated right now. I believe I heard someone say that on the desk. But we know that's when Envy likes to play. And we know that reverse sweeps, while they've gotten a lot more common. They haven't been too common this year, but as time has gone on, we've seen how important it is to put away these Game 3s. So can TK do it, or will Envy send this to a Game 4? Are we going to Gibraltar?
Alrighty. Game 3 underway. Accuracy has been just incredible throughout the course of this series. Dropping bombs in the hard point, a brilliant 1v3, and I think, what, 15 kills or whatever it ended up being in the Game 2. He's been stellar, but he's going to have to deal with some pressure early on. It's Envy that find the opening kills and now set up inside of the TK lobby.
Yeah, Chino had a great Game 2 as well. We'll see if he can keep that going in this CTF. He's going to take that early one-on-one versus Accuracy, able to win that. So that's a bit of a confidence gunfight right there. Able to take down that opposite main AR. But Hook now has been very quiet this series, and you can see why. His shot, it just seems a little bit off. Typically when you watch Hook, his centering is on point. He doesn't miss much. Decimate, though, has been solid for him.
Well, and that's been the biggest talking point, I think, of EnVyUs as of late. When they were winning series, Decimate and Hook were torching teams. Like, what they were able to do. I mean, basically what you saw from map 1 from Decimate, it's like Hook was right there with him, and they were just banging teams off the map. But now, when Hook's going to be a little bit slow, Decimate has to carry the load. You really have to rely on maybe a big performance from Classic or Chino to get through.
Well, once again, Hook loses another gunfight.
It does seem a little off, doesn't it?
Yeah, Accuracy able to find 2. You know, we talk about like distinctive players. Like, one guy is Kenny on the side of TK. When you just watch his point of view, if his name card wasn't up, you could just tell by his movement it was him. Hook's another guy. Just how fluid he is, how nice his shot is, but right now it is off. It's having a 3 and 4 start. Kenny trying to set up towards this low gun, just wait for Envy to push out his TK, just trapping Envy in their base.
And TK, you know, I talked to Kenny on Hot Mic about, you know, what their struggles and inability to close out a couple of series, and he mentioned, especially in the CTF, like, they just need, when they get ahead, don't need to get greedy, just close out games, because, you know, they were up 3-0 going into a second half against EchoFox, and then it all slipped away from them, which led to that reverse sweep. You know, they win that series, they're in a much better spot, obviously, coming into this week.
Hook, though, able to find a couple of kills, and he's going to try and get this out before those spawners, and he might have just done it. He takes the perfect drop, though. He's getting chased by Kenny. Kenny get through. He also has Enable up in his window. Enable able to find a kill. So is Kenny. Chino now, it's his turn, but he gets stuck. All on the Decimate now, as well as a chance for Envy, but the kills go the way of TK.
And I believe we've had a little bit of a change on the Envy side. Can we check Chino off the spawn? Okay, Deny went to the bar. See, the STG, he had a PPSH class out for one. Now he has the bar out, so he's been hopping around a little bit.
So he's able to spot Enable. On the other side, you still have Hook. Hook's heating up. So he finds a couple of kills. Traps TK in their base.
And that could be the difference in the series. If Hook heats up,
yes,
we could go the distance. Oh, assuming they can take this map behind him, starting to get a little hot, but that could absolutely be what makes this series a whole hell of a lot closer.
Enable falls off the map. So now 2 go down. Accuracy, though, he's able to find a couple of kills. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Classic versus Accuracy. Accuracy in such a good position, but Classic able to win it. Is he weak, though? He might. Yep, he's initiated by Kenny, so good defense there out of TK.
Yeah, I think you see Accuracy challenge. Accuracy knows, like, he's bought enough time at that point. His teammates are coming off spawn. Whether he wins or loses that gunfight, they should be all right. But you've seen a couple touches now from Envy where it just hasn't really turned into a whole lot. They haven't been able to get it too far. Hook probably had the best opportunity with that pull through mid, but the TK spawners are able to catch up.
I think it's good, though, for Envy. You know, just get some momentum going your way, even if it's just some opportunities. Now can they put them away? And I would say the most times when we watch Flak Tower, a lot of the flag scores come from the side that TK is on.
That is true.
I have no idea what you were just doing.
I was trying to stretch my calves, but it brought me dangerously close to basically bumping into you. I'm sorry. I just, you know, sometimes I gotta stretch. You know, we stand here for a long time. It's like 95 degrees in this building.
I think it might be 110 today. typically you're always sweating. I think we're both sweating. This is a sauna.
You're welcome. You're welcome. 40 seconds left in the half. Pharaoh will see if he can take these streaks in the half, because he's getting kind of close. 3 kills in a row, but Classic wants none of that. Just bullies them out of the control room. Accuracy wants to make a play, but unfortunately it's him and 4 blue arrows on this side of the map. He just tries to get a kill and go. See what he can do in the final seconds.
Well, it is a 0-0 half. I think this is a good showing from EnVy in those first 5 minutes. You know, they had a couple of opportunities. They're all slaying very well. You have everybody at 9 or 8 kills, so good half from them. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into the second half and potentially take this to a map 4. Or could TK finally close out a series 3-0?
Well, you mentioned kind of getting EnVy to the preferred side now. Maybe this is where they can do the damage. They were able to, I mean, you didn't really have, was there one good chance for TK throughout all of that? Not really, right?
I don't think so. I don't even know if they had a flag touch. Paradox, if we could pull up the scoreboard, see how many returns both teams have.
My memory could not be serving, but I don't think so.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
They didn't have one. EnVy only had a couple, but
still, there was some presence.
2 is better than 0.
It certainly is. The opening break of CTF. We know how game-changing it can be. Kenny's gonna drop. Is that the first domino? It looks like it might be. Classic finds another kill. Chino picks up the window.
I like that off angle as well. We typically don't see that. Typically those players challenge window to window. And Hook, he's just going for it, but he catches a nade. And Kenny, he just spawns up, finds a couple of kills, shuts down that attack from EnVy.
Wow.
It was a great chance, but Hook, he got naded, plus that spawn comes in back left. That was just tough.
Wow, another good chance for EnVy. But they're not able to flush it home. How long can they keep TK on the back foot? It doesn't look like very long. They've now gotten out to mid-map. And this is a little bit different than last time, because TK were, I mean, not exactly pinned for a majority of the game, but definitely didn't enjoy a whole lot of offense. Now they've got a 4-man approach coming in.
And maybe, you know, typical to what you were talking about with TK CTF, maybe they're trying to slow it down a little bit. Maybe that's why we don't see as many opportunities, because they're trying to get better 4-man pushes, and they're having one right now as they're all winning individual gunfights, but Chino's still alive, able to find 2, make it 3 with double headshots coming in, and all 4 go down for TK.
You saw Kenny do it on one side to make the play at home. On the other end, it's Chino that goes big. Great shots there out of his bar to just completely eliminate the Team Kaliber push.
There's a stagger from TK as Pharaoh's able to find 2. Chino, though, he's going to keep going with Hook. This duo, they have a 2 versus 2 now. Chino able to win one more. It's just onto Enable. Enable backed all the way up towards his lobby. Can Chino get away?
He did enough damage. He's probably still weak. He's probably still weak. He tucks in the corner, though.
Yeah, no, he goes down. Great play. Yeah.
Yep, Enable does it. It's basically been an individual moment. I know it's a team effort, but one guy kind of going big on the defensive end.
There we go. All 4 players. 3 go down. Classic, the last player alive. Just trying to buy time. Throws a nade down. Isn't able to find that kill, and Flag's gone. Hook, he's the first player to spawn up. He's going to get spawn killed by Accuracy. Accuracy is going to get taken down, but that's it. And there's that 4-man push. A bit of a counter play from TK, but it pays off. They're able to get one on the board.
There it goes on in. Was that the first flag touch, or did they get one when Chino got the 3 kills?
I think that was the first one.
Well, their conversion ratio a bit better than what we've seen from EnVy. And now Kenny, maybe he can get streaks behind this. 17 and 12. You know, he started really slow in game 1. Didn't have the best map 1, at least, you know, in the early going. Here, though, making his presence known. As soon as I say that, though, smoked off the map, and now EnVy get 4. Can they convert on one of these? Can they convert on one of these opportunities?
There we go.
It was Enable that made the play last time. Not able to do it, but you do have Pharaoh on the other side.
Yeah, and his team, he's going to run it to his team. This is a great opportunity for TK to have a bit of a stalemate in the first gunfight. Goes their way. Chino tried to go all the way around the TK base, but Enable stayed alive. You have Hook in the middle of the map. And this is just great for Team Kaliber, this stalemate situation.
Oh, it's great as long as they win it in the end. Or just go to time, I guess. They can milk the next, what, 2.5 minutes and get it done that way as well.
It's always scary as well, because if EnVy is able to get that return, there's a player in that base. then that relay situation always comes up.
They check this, because if not, Enable might be able to make a play. Let him go. Let him go. Oh, he just peek it. I thought they were going to let him go, and Enable was going to be able to push for a one-on-one.
Decimate and Chino, though, they're going. Decimate able to win one. Chino gets taken down by accuracy. Accuracy a little bit weak. There, Decimate's trying to go. He's able to win it. He now has a one-on-one versus the flag carrier. That's Pharaoh. The two S&D stars, Pharaoh able to win it. On the other side, the flag did get taken down, but Classic was able to clutch up and find Enable. So 45 seconds left. We will have a minute of extra time if this continues.
It's one of those tough moments to watch, right? There's like big gunfights going on either side of the map. If this scoreline holds, TK get the 3-0. A much needed 3-0. And maybe the first nail in the coffin of EnVy's chances. Enable wants to make the sneak play again. It looks like Hook's gonna check it, he doesn't.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep map control, you know, get the free kills. Put the pressure on their base now. He throws that stun out, not able to connect. Decimate takes down his teammate and Kenny. Classic just running away. Classic actually hits some nice shots. Accuracy's turn. He gets taken down on the other side of the map. It's Chino. Has a one-on-one with the flag carrier right now, but Kenny just spawned up. Almost had enough time to take that gunfight.
This is it. This is it. 40 seconds to go. All the pressure on EnVy to make a play. Do you pull the flag at this point and just try to get it involved? But no, you might not have enough time to get back, though, is the problem.
I don't think you do.
You can't. Like, you're not going to have enough time to get back. So they'll have to do it in 3v4 fashion.
They have a good chance, though. They have all three players here. But the gunfights go the way of TK. Hook, the last player left. The flag carrier just runs away. I think that's it.
Just not enough time for them to get across the map, get the return, and tie this up at one apiece. It's going to be Team Kaliber. That, you know, they play it maybe a little bit slower than we're used to, a little bit more methodical, but what does it result in?
I mean, maybe that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, we talked about how they've choked some big, you know, CTF leads. They're trying to play maybe a little bit more methodical, sort of that EG way that, you know, we love to watch. But hey, it pays off. They get that 1-0 lead. There is that stalemate situation, but they clutch on up, and well, they take a very important 3-0 as well. TK now will sit at 8-4. Hook, hey man, there you go.
Yeah, we want some love too. Yeah, Hook not maybe the best series for him, absolutely. I saw some shaky shots, which you're not used to seeing. Chino started slow, but then really picked it up. I mean, you can't point fingers at him. It's just,
had some big moments.
It feels like EnVy, you just can't get that full four-man effort. When you do, they're so good. Like, they're so fun to watch, but it doesn't always seem to be clicking, Joe.
And I just, again, I point to search and destroy. Like, if, you know, obviously you're not going to win all the hard points versus the best teams in the world. It's so tough to do. There's so much talent across the board, but it just feels like EnVy can't win an S&D. They can't keep them back in that game where once again they're down 2-0 in a series, and it comes down to a reverse sweep.
Oh, it's got to be frustrating, I'm sure, but TK, you're feeling good. That's one more notch, right? That's one way to make this happen. And I know there's still a lot of matches to come, but that gets into what, 7 wins, right?
7-4.
7-4. And that gets what, 5-7 now for the EnVy side, I believe. I think, right? Were they 5-6 coming into this? They were tied with FaZe, I thought?
Yep.
I believe so. Well,
that's tough for them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep all this in my head as match by match. It just gets more convoluted there around kind of the bubble teams.
Yeah, I mean, for TK, that puts them in a position where they would basically have to lose all 3 of their nice matches to potentially be in a tough spot. Now you're looking at FaZe potentially on a run, EG to have a tough week. EG has a very tough week, so we shall see, but that's a big one from TK.
Still several matches to go. 3 left on the board. We'll be right back with more CWL action.
The main question of the day is which team's going to make it to the top 4 for Stage 2? Which team's going to make it to playoffs? And we start off that answer with 2 quick 3-0s. Now it's going to be TK coming out on top. My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm joined by Revan and Nameless. We're going to break down this 3-0 and then, to be honest, potentially talk about another upcoming 3-0 when we get to Epsilon versus Red Reserve. But first, let's talk about the match that just went down. Revan, the first thing, before we actually even jumped in, we talked about just how important this could be for the standings.
Yeah, I thought at first Decimate was just going to will his team to a victory in that map 1, but just wasn't meant to be. TK came out hot, and you figure with all the pressure on these teams that are trying to climb their way up on the standings and counter on the bubble, they bring more heat and more intensity, but it was really only Decimate showing up for that game 1 for Team EnVyUs, whereas on TK, accuracy just didn't miss a single shot that entire map.
What do you do when accuracy's going off like that? Like, he was 41 and 25, just going absolutely off. Like, we've seen him have such incredible plays throughout this entire series. He just had an accuracy series from, like, the beginning of the season, it seemed like. He was just going off. He's an MVP form right there.
I believe that's Mars Forest. I'm not 100% sure. But Nameless, before we jumped into this series, you didn't even want to predict. You straight up said, I don't want to call this series. I don't want to make a prediction. I'm assuming you didn't think it was going to be 3-0 then?
I didn't think it was going to be a commanding 3-0 like that. Absolutely not. I thought Envy definitely was good enough to, bring it to them and maybe go back and forth and take some maps, but TK just, they dominated. Like, that was the TK of old. That was the accuracy of old. Like, that was a team that can be a top 3 team. Like, I criticized them for not being able to be at the top and play at the tier of, like, Rise and Red Reserve, but right there they did.
Well, the main factor to that, too, one of the big factors at the very least, is going to be accuracy, and he's going to grab this play of the game presented by Scuff, and it's going to be a 1v3, and guess where it is?
Crazy.
Right in the forest. Revan, what happened here?
Well, first, yeah, obviously a tough situation to be in, but he makes the right play. He catches Classic while he's playing the bomb, and while this is all going down, he's taking shots from Chino. While he's weak, he challenges Chino. Look at the cover and the positioning he has. Accuracy has nothing to work with. No cover, no positioning. He has no business winning that engagement. Then once he gets these next couple of shots, once he tags up Decimate right there, you know for a fact, 1, that he's winning that engagement, and 2, he's going to challenge right away. He does exactly that. It was a phenomenal clutch from accuracy, and one that we've seen so many times from him.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy to see him do it time and time again. That one in particular is really insane. Watching it again, definitely earned the play of the game presented by Scuff there. No question about it. Chino, though, he was one of those guys that you said needed to step up. You see him on the losing side of that engagement. Did you see it from Chino?
I mean, in the Search and Destroy, Chino played out of his mind. I mean, he was going off in the Search and Destroy, but overall, I mean, I'm not going to put the entire blame on him for the series. I think as a team, they didn't play well at all. I do expect him to step it up going into the next few matches, but as an entire team, when you get 3-0, things aren't going well. You got to pick it up. They need to just go back, rewatch it, and just see how they were letting accuracy do some of the things that he was, and see how to stop that going into the future.
Now, standings are definitely going to be really important after this matchup, Revan, because we already said Team EnVyUs and Team Kaliber are 2 of the teams which are right on the bubble. TK right now moves a little bit further ahead here. They are going to be in that top 4 for now, but the thing that we definitely need to talk about in our next matchup, Red Reserve, if they manage to